So I tend to stay away from opinion pieces because opinions are news. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I respect it. But this right here, and I'm pretty sure you're reading the headline right now, this is an opinion. This is a sentiment. This is a mindset that has gone back for like the last 50 years, and if we want to be extra tough about it, the last 20. And at what point do we tell the women to keep her legs closed? Straight up. So, want to end abortion? Hold men, fathers of those unplanned children, accountable. Yep. If we are indeed facing a crisis of mass murder in our country, isn't it time we ensure everyone, including men, is pulling their weight to stop it? Oh my God. Thomas Wheatley. Okay. No, let's just
Almost every day, I help facilitate the termination of anywhere between 2 and 5 marriages. As an attorney who practices family law, ending marriages makes up the bulk of my work. The other part of my job mostly concerns matters stemming from failed, failing, and sometimes entirely non existent marriages. Separation agreements, child custody disputes, child support enforcement, restraining orders, parental rights termination, visitation schedule modification. Each the latest turn in an often long and painful story, and each requiring my guidance. There's no judgment on my part. Not only is there no time for making judgments, doing so would be unprofessional and would compromise my ability to be an effective legal counsel. Can't help but feel like you're making a judgment, though, with this article here, Mr. Wheatley. Moreover, my clients know their lives far better than I do, and although it's likely some who come through my door are in marriages not yet doomed to failure, many others are stuck in matrimonial torment, well beyond the point of reconciliation. Some are even in life-threatening situations. Still, the more cases I take on, the more I notice patterns emerging. Chief among them, many of the people I assist are mothers trying to fix the damage wrought by an absent, neglectful, or abusive man. In each case, my job requires me to ask about the father's role, or more often, whether he has one at all. So yeah, before I get into this next piece, like you hear that, right? It's like, oh my goodness, it's always these women coming up and crying about how abusive and neglectful the man was. But the deal is that there is literally two sides to every story. And I have yet to meet a woman in the course of my life, and trust me, I've met I don't want to say a million, but definitely it's definitely up there in the high thousands of women, and not a single one has ever told me a story in which she claimed any culpability. Abolishing abortion, restoring fatherhood. Eventually, the answers start to run together. Sure, he pays his support, but his children never see him. Or he's an addict. Or he's in jail. Or he's with his new girlfriend. Or maybe they don't know where he is. When viewed against this backdrop, it is little wonder some people use words like trapped and forced to describe the consequences of banning abortion. Taken alone, laws like Georgia's and Alabama's, for example, put women in the precarious position of bringing a child into the world without any reliable support system. So why did she open her legs? Right? Am I missing something here? I mean, this entire article is designed to say, hey, man, you need to shape up. Hey, man, how long have we been hearing this, guys? How long have we been hearing this? I know way too many good men, way too many good fathers, and way too many guys who honestly would love to be good fathers to their children, but are in situations with women who are the devil incarnate. Yet, once again, we got the narrative of, oh man, these men need to step up. These men need to pull their weight. Sweetie, keep your legs closed then, all right? This does not go when it comes to forced entry or really divorcees or widowers. Widows. No, it doesn't. Not in your cases because you're not single mothers, but there is an overabundance of women who, you knew them 10 minutes, you let them put a baby in you, you didn't really give the relationship any time to flourish and find out who that person was. And so when he was a dirtbag, you thought you could change him. In a lot of cases, not all, but in a lot of cases, he was a dirtbag. You thought you could change him. There was something about him. It was his dirtbagginess that attracted you. And there you go. Okay, yeah, come in me. And That's the thing. There are so many different examples and illustrations on all sides, because trust me, I believe that yes, some women do get screwed, but I gotta take it at an equal value. You know, I want to put them on an equal playing field as far as who can screw who. And so, oh my goodness. To be clear, as a person who is strongly pro-life, I welcome nearly all efforts to overturn Roe v. Wade and eradicate abortion from our country. These legislative initiatives are long overdue, and I remain confident that abortion, much like... Why? Why is it always slavery? Slavery will one day be regarded as a terrible blight on our nation's Stop. Just stop. Just stop with the slavery comparisons. They always do this. Everything's slavery. No, it's not. Abortion is abortion. Slavery was slavery. Jesus. Yet, a comprehensive, life-affirming culture demands more than simply abolishing abortion. We must also restore the original support system that made it safe for women to choose life in the first place. In this respect, I'm greatly disappointed by the pro-life movement languid approach to emphasizing the other, equally crucial part of the pro-life equation, fatherhood. Okay, is he about to get this right? Are we about to go? Because that sounded pretty okay right there. I'm not even gonna lie. Right there, it was like, yeah, yeah, you want the... Okay, that sounds right good. We want to bring in fatherhood, because I believe in fatherhood as well. See, this is where we agree, Mr. Wheatley. The arguments against banning abortion often reflect fear, frustration, and desperation, not support for abortion as a positive good. Most notably, pro-choice advocates lament the lack of support for expectant mothers. Really? Where? Oh my God, please, let a woman walk into anywhere with a lump, in any government building with a lump, and she will walk out with at least Section 8 housing. Jesus, come on now. There's tons of support for expectant mothers. Actually, in urban America, they want the mother to be a single mother. They've ensured that, hey, if you're a single mom, we're going to take care of you. Because we definitely don't want a man in that child's life, because we don't want that child to be able to understand authority, and we want that child to go to jail. Plain and simple. They deride the absence of free healthcare, free childcare, and compulsory paid maternity leave. They even go as far as to call pro-life advocates hypocrites, saying that if people like myself really cared about sparing the unborn, we'd make it our priority to support women making the journey to motherhood alone. That's the thing, no. Okay, so here's his next line is, their argument is fundamentally correct, although their solutions are gravely harmful. Unwanted pregnancy is not a disease, nor is it remedied by the moral hazard wrought by additional government assistance programs. Restoring fatherhood, nature's built-in complement to motherhood, is what is needed, and it starts by expecting more legally and socially from our. See, that's the thing. It always goes back to the dude. Deal is that, hey, tell these women to keep their damn legs close and pick better men. She needs to pick better. This isn't about, oh my goodness, like, you know what I'm saying, like what the men going to do, because the deal is that dirtbags are dirtbags, and also there are a ton of good guys who end up impregnating the absolute worst women and end up on child support. And there are... females can be insanely vicious. And so to say here, because legally and socially, what more else can we do? I've never seen a man get patted on the back for not being there for his kids. And the brothers that talk to me about not being there for the kids usually do so with tears in their eyes, because they just can't deal with the mother. But here you are, once again, legally expecting more, legally and socially from men. What the hell else? See, and that's what kind of blows my mind, because our government's gone out of its way to completely disincentivize the nuclear family. And instead of arguing to restore these the laws and restore that balance, you're just saying men must face consequences too. Have you heard of child support? At the outset, we should recognize that it takes two to create a life, and that both parents share the responsibility to provide for their children. We often hear, for example, of schemes to make abortion a crime for which the mother or doctor should be punished. But when was the last... What just happened with my... What just happened with my... There it is. Okay. That was crazy. When was the last time someone proposed the same for men who fathered unplanned children? That's the thing. That's what child support is. And when you throw men in prison for a lack of payment to child support, then guess what? You're screwing everybody. I mean, that's golly, Mr. Wheatley. When was the last time an absent father faced consequences? Literally the second he puts his social security number on that, be it in the form of physical scarring, loss of career advancement, or loss of social status. That's the thing. No one celebrates a deadbeat dad. I've never heard anybody celebrating a deadbeat dad that match those of a single mother. That's the thing. There should be some shame to being a single mother. You should be making sure that you pick the best man, you pick the best mate for your child. If you actually care about your child, that's what you do. They said, no, oh my goodness, we treat these women so bad. When was the last time an absent father had to endure the humiliating, disproving stares of random passerbys, or the hurtful comments of someone who had no idea how hard it is for one person to do a two-person job? Oh my God. Okay, hey, has your company ever downsized, and have you ever gotten a promotion at your job? Well, yeah, watch yourself. Trust me, we all know how hard it is for a person to do a two-person job, because we all out here in the workforce, bruh. You all out here getting it, trying to eat, trying to live, and get a ton of crap tossed on top of us. So stop with this noise, man. Like, bruh, you're wilding. Was the last time an absent father had to endure the humiliating, disproved stares of random passerbys? Every time he get locked up for lack of payment for child support. Try that. Jesus, what hurtful comments of someone who has no idea how hard it is for one person to do a two-person job. Hey, like, let's be real, okay? Kids aren't that hard. Kids aren't that difficult. You got probably about like a good 7 years of like, of having to kind of be real constant about it, Like just every day on top of them, setting that foundation, laying that mold. That's all you really got. It's like, I want to say 10 years, because childhood is not a long time, and people tend to forget that. Childhood goes by like a blink for everyone involved. I mean, I'll tell you something we've all done. We've all seen somebody when they were 5, then seen them when they were 15. It was like, damn, you grew up. Good job, That's if they got hot. I'm not hot at 15. That made it sound weird. Sorry. Girls I went to high school with, their kids are 18, 19, 20 now. So, it's all legal. Anyway, much of this is because many people have diminished fatherhood, indeed manhood generally. I agree with that, into a near farcical idea. Our television sitcom dads, from Peter Griffin and Family Guy to Doug Heffernan and The King of Queens, are fat, bumbling idiots. Our Father Day cards are rife with lazy, dumb dad jokes. Our movies depict consequence-free sexual sexual adventures as a rite of passage for young men, and that's because they are. Okay, like it is a rite of passage because men and women aren't the same thing, and I don't think you're fully understanding that, Mr. Weasley. Men and women are not the same thing. When young men are incessantly told that the pinnacle of manhood is eating, sleeping, and ejaculating, is it really so surprising when they shy away from defined gender roles of a higher calling? Okay, so, sir, first and foremost, a lot of these young men are being raised by single mothers, and without that, here's the thing. I mean, I don't think we disagree, Mr. Wheatley. I just think that you, like the rest of society, keeps pointing the finger at the guys, yet the situation doesn't get any better now, does it? It hasn't gotten any better, has it? No, we should be encouraging the young ladies, hey, and honestly, when I say, keep your legs closed and stuff like that, I'm just saying make sure you don't, you're going to do what you want no matter what, but you better make sure that, there's 3 rubbers on or something along those lines. Protect yourself. Make sure that, hey, you not let any semen get up in there, because guess what? After the first one, your sexual market value halves, okay? After the first one, and a lot of females don't understand that, because we're raising them to think, oh yeah, men and women are the same thing. You could do it like a boy, you could do it like a boy, and it's like, no, you cannot. It's so weird. It's so weird. And the pinnacle of manhood is taking care of family and doing the right thing and living right. At least that's what my father taught me, and that's how I try to go about it, and that's why we agree. Whereas we're in the importance of fathers, I just don't think that we agree as to what creates these fathers. Because guess what? Women are the gatekeepers of sex 9 times out of 10. Outside of forced entry, then, women are the gatekeepers. It is her choice, and they need to choose better. Boom. We must demand more. Changing social norms is a start. It would be great if society could rally around 6 or 7 key bridges on the path to fatherhood, wrote David Brooks. For example, find someone you love before you have intercourse, or make sure you want to spend years with this partner before you get off the pill, or create a couple's budget to make sure you can afford this. We could even mark the occasion by wearing little gold rings, yet perhaps a change in the law is also warranted, one which strongly deters men from irresponsible. Jesus Christ! Criminalizing adultery is a good place to start, as is punishing men who shirk their fatherly duty. What do you think child support is? Wow. Popular parent blogger. You know what? She meant to decide. What did she say? Has some interesting ideas on the Twitter. Of course she did. That's the thing. Stop going to women for what's supposed to take place with men. Okay, it's almost the end of the. You know what? Let's go into this, because this is almost the end of this article. And how long have I been running my mouth here? 16 minutes. I'm about to be upset. So this guy, popular parenting blogger Gabrielle Blair had some interesting ideas in a Twitter thread that went viral, including castrating men who cause. Okay, this is just a joke. Who cause unwanted pregnancies. For those of you who consider abortion to be murder, she tweeted, "Wouldn't you be on board with having a handful of men castrated if you prevented 500,000 murders each year?" Mr. Wheatley, I cannot take you seriously anymore. I'm sorry, you brought this up, dude. You really brought this up. She meant it as hyperbole, I think. No, she didn't. But her point is well taken. No, it's not. It's rejected. It's outright rejected, because if you sat there and said, "Oh yeah, we should do female genital mutilation on women," like anything else like that, then wow, you'd be pissed. Y'all be livid. So no, I don't think she meant it as hyperbole, and I don't think that you're co-signing it because you think it's a bad idea. If we are indeed facing a crisis of mass murder in our country, isn't it about time we ensure that everyone is pulling their weight to stop it? You know what? And that's why I'm so big on the individual guys. This is why I believe in the individual. I believe it's up to you. That's one of the things that irritates me most about this conversation about the entire abortion thing, is that you're an individual. You have your choices to make. If you make a bad choice, that's on you. Man, woman, children are the only ones that kind of falls on your parents. But man or woman, if you make a bad call, that's on you. And when you sit there and he's like, "Oh yeah, men have to be forced to rein it in, men have to be castrated." You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be joking. If we are indeed facing a crisis of mass murder in our country, it is about time we cannot demand the same of our men. So that's the end of the article. And honestly, this is garbage. This is a garbage opinion. This is a garbage opinion, Mr. Wiley. You, sir. Nah, fam. Nah. Check that. Because the deal is that we have literally bent over backwards to make sure that men are held accountable for the lives that they bring into the world. And not 10 times out of 10. Not 10 times out of 10, I'm sorry. But quite a few times, they're not even the kid. Let's start doing paternity tests, automatic paternity tests at birth. No matter, automatic paternity test with a guy who she's claiming that the father's right there for each and every birth. Let's do that. Let's see, and we'll see how the abortion game starts to play out. Let's restore the nuclear family. Let's make it financially advantageous for families to be together and for families to stay together. That's what we do. None of this. Oh yeah, let's castrate. Jeez, I honestly didn't read this article before making this video, so I'm kind of just like, oh wait, I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming, because we was agreeing there for a bit, and then you sit there and just go completely off the rails, Mr. Wheatley. You're wildin', bruh. Anyways, yeah, I think this video is run long enough, because it was at 16 minutes the last time I checked it. all the internet stuff. Like it if you liked it. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. Share, because seriously, ladies, like honestly, it's time for y'all to start taking some accountability, and it's really time for our laws to change. He's right about that. It's time for the laws to change. It's time to make the nuclear family more important again. And I'm sorry, but no, it's not the same thing as having the family where it's the mom and the dad and raising the kid together, raising the children and the brood together is a whole lot different than adopted families and everything else like that. And we need to stop telling each other this lie. All right. So agree, disagree. That's what the comments are for. I'm a little fired up right now. And until the next video.